Sorry, I'm going to eat dinner for like, I don't know, 30 minutes and then I'll come back.
Oh, okay. Will I not be able to finish my quick story?
Yeah, go for it. Your quick story.
Okay. Basically, I was trying to cringe him, but also he kept bragging about these new headphones and how he's an audiophile now, and I was just getting slightly annoyed by it. So what I did was I was like, "Hey, I want you to listen to something." He's like, "Okay, I want to see how good your headphones are if you can hear this." Like I surmised it as like, "Oh, this is a sound test or something to
Yeah.
see if you can hear this frequency," and it was an ASMR ear licking video
Ew.
for like 10 minutes. And his description of it, he's like, I don't want you to make fun of me when I say this because I've never felt such primal fear in my life. You know me. I don't like people touching me. I'm a little claustrophobic, or I forgot what he said, but he doesn't like it when people get too close to him. So to hear someone digging in his ear with their tongue, he said, I was disturbed. And I just started dying laughing. I was like, you big fucking baby.
It's allowed. I don't know if you're not into ASMR. ASMR is fucking gross, man.
Look, man, I tortured a man. Back me up here.
I I I won't be recorded doing such a thing.
Okay. Alright, go enjoy your little meal, August. And that was August Leroy, everybody. Um, but yeah, so I guess I noted the positives. Yeah, the stream's going up. Stream's going up. We got those analytics. um, New job locked in for sure. For sure. Signed the contract and everything. Oh, I failed to mention that this because of the huge gap. Oh, what the hell? I deleted everything. What the fuck? Oh nah. Undo. I don't even know what I did to do all that. Shit. Completely destroyed my shit. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, lost my train of thought. I got scared. Oh, it's like, all that hard work, gone. It wouldn't be the first time I accidentally deleted this shot, too. What I was gonna say was, my coworker got fired. I think that happened, like, in the in-between of my last stream and this. Um, that happened. There's some rumor that one of my managers is quitting. A lot is just going on. That's just like, this job is not like I was complaining about job security before. This is like the utter opposite of job security. This is like job inferiority. That's the word I'm trying to use. Don't you hate when like you know big words and you use them in your head all the time, and then you're like, how? But like in your head it comes out crystal clear, but then when you say it, you're like, how do I say that word? I think it a lot, but I don't speak it a lot. I don't practice this word a lot out of fear of using it wrong in context. But I'm pretty confident I'm right. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know. Um, yeah, yesterday there was a skeleton crew. It was like me and two other people. There's like things at the job are getting kind of ridiculous now. Like there was a dude who came in, right. He ordered something on the self-serve machine. Well, not ordered something. Bought his groceries. He bought his groceries, and the receipt came out completely blank because I guess there's no ink in the receipt printer anymore. And I knew that it was running out of ink because I've been getting, like, during the returns, I've been getting faded receipts, but I just figured that, like, I don't know, I didn't know they needed ink. I just thought they had infinite ink for some stupid reason. boy, was I wrong. And so the dude's like, hey, can I get another receipt? And, you know, I've had to reprint copies of previous receipts all the time at my old job. It was just so common for the thing to either get stuck or it ripped or faded and we had to change or something. And I just clicked the reprint button. It was never rocket science, but for some reason, this godforsaken job, you can only have one receipt or it's yeet. And his got yeeted. And so eventually, after 45 minutes of waiting and calling the new manager who I'm still training, don't ask me how that works. I don't know why I'm training the new manager and he's not training me, but whatever. So basically he was like, I can't reprint it. Then we got the general manager and he said he's going to have to wait 24 hours for it to come to the system and for us to reprint it. And I was like, why the fuck does it take 24 hours to come to the computer system? That's stupid. And I like, I didn't think that Staples was going to have a one-up on this company. And so I told him, because he was like, yeah, someone told me 24 hours, and that's ridiculous to get, like, a receipt. Like, I paid for my stuff, I just need a receipt for my, like, tax returns and shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I feel that. I'd be upset, too. So I went to the new manager, didn't know what to do. Went to the general manager, she pretty gave a non-answer. Come back tomorrow. Hope someone's here who knows how to do it. And so I was just like, oh my gosh. Hey, how about I just return everything, rescan everything, and ring you up at my register, which has a clean receipt. And he's like, oh yeah, shit, I should have thought of that. I'm like, look, man, no one should have had to think of it. You know, that's such an esoteric thing to think about. They should have just had a button that says reprint receipt. Or it be in the record. Like, that's the whole point of a receipt, is that it's in the records already. That you don't need to do all that. It's just weird to me. Why fuck up your credit doing returns when you could just press the reprint button? It doesn't make sense. Like, the only time you can reprint a receipt is if the thing says there's a jam, and then it lets you do a return. It's Staples. I could just press the reprint receipt button, and it would just reprint the receipt, with the caveat that the barcode at the bottom wouldn't be there, which I'm sure is to prevent, like, fraud and, like, multiple returns for the same object, which makes sense, but, like, this is not that. This is just, you can't have another receipt cuz. It's like, cuz why? It's like, cuz fuck you, that's why. So yeah, that dude, I felt really bad for him. Then there was this lady who was trying to, like, redeem a gift card. I felt so bad because I had her there for like 30 minutes. Just felt like I wasted her time. And like, I asked the manager, I was like, hey, you know, she's this gift card. It's not letting me swipe it or type it in or enter it in. Is there a way she can just get the credit? Because I know there's a way a manager can approve, like, basically when a customer gets pissy, the manager will do this thing called a customer satisfaction coupon or whatever. And, not coupon, but like a customer satisfaction, what should I call it? Gift card. So I was like, oh, we'll just make another gift card with the same amount of credit on it, pay her off. Because it wasn't even letting me swipe it, because there's a thing where you can swipe to check if it has money on it. Because normally, like, it doesn't work if there's $0 on it, but it wasn't even doing that. It wouldn't let me scan it. And it's weird, because the barcode wasn't even scratched up on the back. So my manager was just like, well, I can't. I was like, how much is on her original gift card? She said of about $60. She said, I can't justify giving away a $60 like that. Maybe 25, but not 60. I'm like, I don't know what to do, okay? And then the other manager was like, we need a receipt of the balance she put on the gift card. She's like, I don't have the receipt for that. Like, come on, I paid for this. And he had to, like, look in the records, call the 1-800 number. They told us the balance. And then it was during, like, my one coworker's break, who's been there for years, and she knows way more than me. She's trained me for the good part. She's, like, one of the few. I rarely mention her because I always talk about the negatives about my job. She's one of the positives. She's very nice. It's weird because, like, at first, when I first met her, my immediate... because I'm very judgmental. My first impression of her is like, this is a woman who has seen it all and has stared into the abyss of retail, and it has stared back at her and she's just done. But that's not really true. Well, partially, I feel part of her died doing this job for so long. But she gets reinvigorated when she goes on her meal break, and like when people help her and are nice to her, and she's not left alone to fend for herself. And I'm like, oh, she's a human. She's just been like left to the wayside by this dead end job that has no coverage and blah 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 and poor management. So I'm like, oh damn, I feel bad for you. You're a good person. Anyway, so she showed me how to actually type it in into the register. So I had the right idea at first to try and type it in, but I typed it in through the kiosk, like the part where the customer types in their card. Actually, this isn't even my fault. I feel like there's no way for me to predict this. So there's an option where it says type card. You press type, enter in card number. So that's the one I pressed, and then I put in the card number and it didn't work. She showed me that I have to press swipe card and then type it in. I'm like, but why would I type it in when it says swipe card and not when it says type in the number? That doesn't make sense. But that lady was waiting there for 40 minutes for someone to look up how much was on her gift card, and I felt really bad. And the manager was just at one point just like, oh nah, we ain't reimbursing this. And I'm just like, wouldn't it have been faster to just give her the credit? Like, I don't, like, just give her the $60, like, at that point, just give it to her, throw her out the old gift card. It would have brought the line down, because the line got all long because of that. It was, and then my manager was like, why didn't you call the 1-800 number on the back of the card? I didn't know there was a 1-800 on the back of the card. When I asked Felicia for help, she was all like, call the other store in Tom's River and see if you can transfer credit from one card to another. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Have you ever heard of someone transferring gift card credit to another gift card? Never heard that before in my life. So I asked the guy in Tom's River, he's just like, what? Hold on a second. Puts me on hold. He's like, yeah, I just spoke with my boss, said that is impossible. I said, damn, okay. So once again, Felicia gave me a non-answer. But I've been noticing a trend with Felicia. When Felicia doesn't know how to do something, she'll call someone at another store and ask if they've encountered the same situation. And that just seems so weird to me. Like, I've called other stores in the same franchise before in my old job at Staples, but that was to like, hey, do you have any leftover parts so we can fix this thing? We ordered more, but it's not going to come in time, or there was a delay. Or, hey, my customer, there's something up with our machine. It's broken. She needs to print something by tonight. If we email the file to you, can you print it by the time she drives over there? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. And that's usually how we communicate. I don't call and be like, hey, other store, how do I use the cash register? Can you show me step by step? That's not the questions I ask. I don't know, bro. This job, like I said, it's falling to the wayside, man. That's why I'm so glad I passed that background check. I was having so much stress. I was like, oh, fuck. What if I don't get this background check in? But yeah, I feel a lot less guilty now, knowing that I have that clean transition, you feel me? And I'm not going to fuck them over. I'm not going to start calling out and just not show up to work. I'm going to set my end date, ride that wave, show up to my shifts, and, you know, if they decide to fire me because, just like that other girl who put in her 2 weeks, then fuck them, and it's whatever. But I'm not going to let it upset me, you feel me? Oh, so that happened. Then there's a day where... So I had to shift at 2. And I don't know what happened, if it was my sleep medication or what. I woke up at 1:45. And that's late even for my lazy ass. It's really late. And I woke up at 1:45 and I was like, how the fuck did I just wake up at 1? And I had 2 alarms too. I set a 3rd alarm now because of that, but I had 2 fucking alarms, bro. I slept through both of them. And this wasn't like one of those things where I woke up, heard it ringing, rolled over, turned it off, because that's what the first alarm's for. This is not that. And my through the alarm and just didn't wake up. And it was 1:45. So, oh shit, I'm not gonna fucking make it. So I had to call in. I got there on like 2. I said I was gonna be there for 2:30. I got there on like 2:44. I was like, this is it. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back. I'm gonna get fired, and that's all there is to it. But I don't know if I lucked out or whatever. They weren't mad. Not even my boss Kyle got mad. He was like, "Oh, shit happens," and I'm like, "Bro, you've had a hard on to fire me over this for a while. What changed?" Then I realized what changed. Two other people didn't show up that day, so they were just happy that I like appeared, so they let it go. Which I'm not saying makes it right. Again, I lucked out, but it's like, damn, two niggas didn't show up, and because two people didn't show up, I had to cover. So there's this thing at I'm not gonna say where I work just yet. I'll reveal it all in due time. For now, I'm just gonna refer to it as the Costco. I for the record do not work at a Costco, but it's a rival to Costco that's very similar to Costco. And it's not Walmart. It's Wally World. That's where I work. I work at Wally World. Anyway, so the person who guards the door is not a security guard, but basically to prevent shoplifting and fraud and accidental. It's mainly for people who accidentally scan the same thing twice. They have to make sure that one who leaves with items in their cart or in their arms leaves with a receipt with the corresponding item on that receipt. Pretty simple job. It's a little weird because it's a little bit of security theater, because sometimes you just don't even count the items. You're just like, fuck it, that looks like the right amount of stuff. I actually try to check. They say, like, the rule of thumb is, like, if it's more than 10 items, don't count. Look for the most expensive item in the cart, match it to the receipt. If it's 10 items, just count it. So because I actually check what's in there, you'll be amazed how many people just, like, don't scan their stuff by accident. And people, like, miss 3 or 4 items, hold up the line and be like, "This is bullshit, I got everything." And then they come back with their head low, "Oh, you're right, I did miss this thing." And so that happened a lot. Oh, so I had to guard the door all day, which was, well, due to me, 7.5 hours because I came late, but still 7.5 hours of me just standing. And, like, it doesn't bother my legs as much if I'm walking around doing things and, like, I'm getting the adrenaline going and all that shit. But if you're just, it kind of feels like solitary confinement because there's no one around you. You're saying hello to customers over and over. They either ignore you or they barely acknowledge you. And when they do say hello, it's kind of insincere. And then there's the waiting in between the big, because they don't come like one at a time. It's always the big waves of people, and like this modicum of like waiting for like half an hour between those waves of people. And those are the really excruciating minutes. It's like, I can't go on my phone because they'll see me on the security camera. I don't have a book or anything. And like, I don't have anything to do. Like, I just was like, it was maddening, really. And like, part of me deep down was like, oh, this is my punishment for coming in that late, isn't it? But then I'm like, no, this isn't punishment. See, if it was punishment, they would have had me do bow picks or something. Like doing people's orders for groceries. No, this isn't a punishment by any means. This is someone just didn't show up for the door, and I could tell. Because first of all, I'm not even supposed to be at the door because they say, oh, you haven't been there 90 days, so legally you can't be at the door. I think it's like a security reason or a liability reason in case like someone walks out with a flat screen and I didn't catch it or something for God knows what reason. I don't know who's letting people walk out with flat screens, but they walk out with some really expensive electronic and I didn't check the receipt and they walked out and I guess the store's liable at that point, but I don't know how it works. But like I said the other day, he said literally, there's no one left. And I'm just like, bro, there's no one left, then why'd you fire Rejoice? Like, what the hell? I don't even think I went into the whole story about her getting fired, but basically she wanted to put in her 2 weeks and they fired her. I don't really agree with it, but she got another job, and apparently the reason she was putting in her 2 weeks is because someone saw her in self-serve interacting with the customer's kid and was like, I need more babysitters like you. How much do you make here? I'll pay you significantly more money if you just quit this job and work at my daycare. And so that's how it happened. And I think they there's some tunnel visioned molecule of betrayal or sense of, I don't know, but their 80-hour-a-week warhorse decided to flee the coop. And they were just like, fuck it, we're gonna fire her. That'll send them a message. And it's like, what message? All you've done is made everyone think, oh, well, now if I try to quit, I can't even resign and get my last check because y'all are just about to fire us. So I feel like that just hurt the morale even lower. I don't know what they were thinking there. It just didn't make sense, bro. It didn't make sense at all. But yeah. And there's times last night while I was working, and I'm just like, if I just left or didn't come in today, or I was sick or whatever, we would just be utterly fucked. Because there's just 3 people up here. There's like 1 cashier, 1 person in self-serve, and 1 person behind the desk. That's nothing. That's nothing. There's supposed to be at least 4 or 5 cashiers, 2 people in self-serve, and at best 2 people in what's it called? The membership. The desk I'm at, but if on a great day 3, on a great day 3, on a okay day 2, on a bad day 1, and today was a bad day. Oh, not today, but yesterday was a bad day, I should say. I got work tomorrow. I don't really want to go, but you get paid time and a half on a Sunday, so can't really complain. And then on Monday's Labor Day. If I was like, oh, working on Labor Day, I still don't even know what Labor Day is supposed to celebrate. Labor? Working? Taking a break from work? I really don't know. The economy? I don't know what it's supposed to celebrate. All I know is if I work on Labor Day, I get double time and a half, apparently, which is good. So, I'm the kind of guy who was like, on 4th of July, I was like, yo, let me work on that Sunday, bro. I got that time and a half and that holiday shit. Well, I didn't get the holiday shit. I just got the time and a half. But I remember that was like the second week I was working there, and I was like, hey, can I just get these extra hours? Because I think the reason they didn't have me work on the 4th wasn't because I wasn't going to get the double money. It was because they're like, oh, he's new. We don't want to overwhelm him. He probably wants to enjoy that holiday. But it was like, it was quarantine and shit. Like, everything was closed. Not closed, but like all the 4th of July gatherings at the pier where I live were closed, so there was no fucking point in going. So I was like, I might as well make some extra cash. But yeah, all these closings have been really eating into my stream time. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, the past 4 days, it's just been close. And I don't like streaming when I close because, I don't know, I just, I'd rather stream in the afternoon into the night. Allows me to sleep in the morning. I have more energy. Because I don't know. Maybe that's got to change, but who knows? But anyway, I'm leaving soon anyway. I'm sure it's going to balance itself out. It's just I'm so close to the finish line. I can feel the affiliate. I can feel those emotes, baby. I can feel it. So close, but so far because of this fucking job, bro. It was so cold in my room earlier when I had the window open, and now the heat is starting to... I didn't think that, like, the heat from my computer was going to outbeat the coldness from the fall outside, from the autumn outside. Damn. Can't wait for the winter, though. Well, no, not that I don't like the winter. As I just said with August, I prefer autumn. But I'm curious to see what's going to hold up. Like 32-degree weather with my windows open versus my hot as fuck computer turning my room into like a easy bake oven. I'm very morbidly curious to experiment. Ugh. Got the blinds there. The sun is setting. I don't need my neighbors seeing my fat ass. That sound was, if that can even be heard, was the sound of my nunchucks falling on the floor. Which sounds pathetic, but it's true nonetheless. My nunchucks just fell on the floor. Okay. I got some lights. My fan is on. Started my daily dose of agua, right? Mm. Mm. So good. But yeah, feels good to, because I was like literally biting my tongue all week because like I don't like complaining about my job at work. I'm not that. I feel like it's unprofessional and unbecoming. You know, it's like, yeah, we all hate this job. At least do me the solace of not whining about it. I already get enough of that shit in my head. I don't need the echo. You feel me? That's kind of how I feel about it when complaining about a job goes. Unless something like really extreme happens. All right, so the main story I didn't get to mention. I mentioned all the lame stories of being the line guy, but none of the exciting ones. So what I've learned about being, I have a whole new appreciation for the dude who has to stand at the door all day, aside from like their legs and all that. But now I really respect what they have to go through because people get hostile, like they'll want to fight you over like a receipt, and I never understood it. Like it's groceries, bro. It's groceries. It's not that serious. Why are you this upset, bro? So okay, so basically, there's this old lady. She missed something on the receipt. I sent her back. This formed a line. Which isn't my fault. I have to check these receipts. I kind of realized that we need two line checkers, actually. Like, factually, with the amount of people who walk in and out of this store en masse in chunks, we probably need, like, two people looking at these receipts. And another fucking door. But anyway. Or we could just do...
About?
Oh, sorry. Oh my god, you scared me again, August. Now I am disturbed. I am disturbed by you. So I was gonna say to the people a really interesting story about my job. And now you'll be able to react to it in real time. So let's see how entertaining this story really is. So I had to be the door guy at work because someone called out. And the door guy essentially checks people's receipts, makes sure that the shit that's in their cart, or what's in their hands rather, matches what's on the receipt. It's basically so people don't steal TVs, and to see if someone accidentally scans something on their receipt twice so they can get the refund, right?
All right.
It's like a security measure. And so a line formed. There's a sweet old lady I was helping, like counting her stuff and everything. And this dude just straight up cuts the entire line. And he's like, I'm not waiting. I got places to go. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? I can't let you out the door. He's like, what do you mean you can't let me out the door? I'm like, I have to look at your receipt to make like, I didn't call him a shoplifter because like I knew that was only going to set him off. I was like, I have to check your receipt to make sure everything matches. And he was like, oh my gosh, man, it's six things. And then so now, because mind you, he's not in the right. He's being very, I understand there's a line. You don't want to wait for someone to look at your groceries. You just want to go home. I get that, but you're going about this the wrong way. And like you're 20 something and you're really going to cut some old lady in line? Really? I mean, that's weak, bro. That's some weak shit right there, bro.
Uh-huh.
You need to reevaluate yourself, bro. So then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, man. And then I go over to him and I'm counting. He has like art supplies in there. I'm like, oh my god, he's an evil artist. He gives artists a bad name. And I remembered it because I was like, I didn't even remember. I didn't even think we sold art supplies in this store. To be honest, I knew we had like an office supply section with like pens and shit. I didn't know we had like paint. Like, someone walked out with a mini canvas. I was like, we have canvases here? What?
You're sitting on a treasure trove and you didn't even know it.
You're right. But, basically, because he has, like, these paint things and it's blocking something underneath, so I move it to the side. I wish I could visually show what I did, but, like, I didn't throw it. I just, like, tossed it lightly to the side. It wasn't eggs. It wasn't a fruit. Like, it wasn't food. It was paint in a box. it was fine. It was not gonna explode or shatter into a million pieces from me moving it. He's like, "Hey, bro, stop throwing my stuff around, man." And I'm just like, "Bro, you need to like." I was like, "Bro, can you like relax? Like this is like come on, dude. Like let's take a step." Because part of me was trying to de-escalate, and the other part of me was trying really hard not to just hit this dude in front of all these people because he was wilding. I'm like, dude, you need to like.
You have to maintain that pacifism of yours.
Exactly, my my Paragon playthrough that is life. So I was like, dude, can you just like relax? He said, "I'm perfectly calm. I am perfectly calm." Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You are not calm.
Yeah, there's probably no worse way to escalate a situation than to accuse somebody of not being calm.
Oh damn! Well, I didn't know that. So
Or
he
even
was like,
imply it.
so he was like, "I'm perfectly calm." Like, no, you're not. Clearly, you're not. If you're like upset and cutting old ladies and this and that, but whatever. I didn't say that because I was just like, okay, one. He had 6 items. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you're good to go. I told one of the supervisors about it, and she told me like, wait a second, art supplies. Oh, that's so and so's boyfriend because someone who works here who I've never met yet. Mainly because the store's so goddamn big, it's hard to meet everybody and like memorize all their names, and it's very easy that we could be working a shift at the same time at 2 completely ends of the store and never meet each other. And so I guess the girl, because he did have his girlfriend with him, who wasn't yelling with him, but was like clearly giving me that look of, "I'm here to back up my man, so you better watch out." And I'm just like, are you for real? How are you on his side? Like he's wrong. You're both wrong. Like you're being rude as fuck. And so he what's it called? So apparently she works there, and I guess thought that because she worked there that like she can just shirk the rules and just cut the line or whatever. And so when I told my supervisor about the story, I was like, "Yeah, if you want to check the camera," because I thought at first I thought I did something wrong. Like, okay, is there something like because I've never watched the door before because they always said I wasn't allowed to do it, but they literally have no one else because like so many people are just not showing up now. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do better? How could I have de-escalated that better? And he's like, "What? He just cut the lines?" Like, yeah. He's like, "What do you look like?" And I was like, "Oh, well, and then I felt like I was snitching, but then at the same time I was like, wait a minute, I'm the victim here." So you ever have that like that black code of like, don't snitch, and you're like, wait a second, man, that doesn't apply to this scenario. This isn't a black white thing, okay? This is a like what's it called? This is a human decency thing. And yes, was my supervisor white, and yes, was this dude black and an artist, but like he was an asshole, man. So I'm like, look, bro. So she's like, yeah, if you want to look in the cameras, he was black. He had dreads. He's like, wait a second, did you say art supplies? I'm like, wait, you know this guy? And she's like, yeah, that's so and so's boyfriend. Okay, yeah. I'll strain this out. I already know. I don't even gotta look at the tapes. And then I'm like, did I just get that?
Oh, is he like a repeat offender?
I guess so, but he's caused other problems. With her, and she's vouched for him and said, "Oh, that's my boyfriend," or whatever. And I'm wondering now to myself, I'm like, okay, good, justice is going to be served. But then at the same time, I was like, wait a second, I hope I didn't just get that girl fired. I mean, yeah, was she being a bitch to me in that moment? But I'm not trying to get people fired, bro. I don't want to be known as the snitch dude. Like, I don't know, it's a weird feeling because, like, yes, was I.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you don't want to be fired, be good at your job and like don't be a bitch. Like, where do you work?
I work at Wally.
That's like a little grocery, a little Target-esque place.
Yeah, it's a Target-esque place. I don't want to disclose where I'm at.
Yeah, it's a off-brand Target place. So you can find another thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And like she probably, if she's like acting like that, and then she doesn't care.
Yeah.
It seems like most of the employees are piecing out anyway.
Yeah. So that was a weird day. Really weird. And like, I had this small slither of hope for the first hour that the person who didn't they said, oh, someone's supposed to be at the door by 4 or whatever. Can you cover or whatever? I figured like, oh, it's 4:44. Maybe they're gonna show up like around 5. And they did not show. And then around 7, I was like, yeah, this person isn't showing up, bro. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. And I didn't know the scenario. I didn't know if they were sick. From what I understood is they didn't call out. And normally people call out and say, oh, I'm sick, or my back hurts, I can't stand all day, or whatever. Which is fair, but damn. Then I heard a rumor that my favorite manager was leaving, but then I heard another thing saying that wasn't true, and that he's switched from nights to mornings, but I'll just never see him because they got me on nights now. Which sounds, I don't know, it sounds weird. I'm hearing like conflicting reports of, oh, he quit, bro. Today was his last day, to, oh, actually, no, they made him a deal so he could stay. So I'm like, so he was thinking about leaving? Either way, I'm gonna be gone. So it would just suck to have like to go out those last few weeks with the 2 managers I just don't like and don't fully respect. You know, it's like, damn, I'd rather go out with like the one who's like nice. He actually thanks you for going the extra mile. He doesn't just go like, well, you're just doing what you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, it all comes to an end, I guess.